What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Something. If you're new here, my name is Jake, and in today's video, Dynex is trying to get listed on 2 more exchanges. Nexa is also getting community funding to get listed on MEXC, and lolMiner has a brand new beta release with a massive increase on Nexa performance that we're going to take a look at. And then lastly, we're going to do a deep dive into the Hashrate.no new features. So before we do that, do me a favor, hit the like and hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and let's take a look at the market. So the time of recording right now is 9:45 p.m. on February 6, 2023. Bitcoin is coming in at 22,886, Ethereum at 1,633, XRP at 39 cents, Cardano at 38 cents, Dogecoin at 9 cents, Polygon at $1.22, Solana at 23.12, Litecoin at $99. And then we've got Cosmos is one I'm starting to pay attention to, sitting at $14.34. Ethereum Classic at $22.43. Monero at $166. And Toncoin at $2.30. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the GPU mineable coins. We'll start with Kaspa. Kaspa has had a pretty good day today, up almost 9% on the 24-hour chart, sitting at 0.007223. And then we've got Nexa also having an excellent day, up almost 18%, sitting at 0.00001125. And let's take a look at Flux. Flux is up about 1%, almost 2%, sitting at about 93.5 cents. Nexa is down about 1.5%, sitting at 0.001. And let's take a look at Radiant also. So Radiant is down almost 5%, sitting at 0.006575. And then the last one I want to take a look at is Ravencoin. Currently up about 4%, sitting at just over 3 cents. So yesterday's video we talked about getting away from using mining pool stats to look at emissions and difficulty change over the last 7 days. However, I did notice some discrepancies between what we're seeing on mining pool stats and Hashrate.no. So we'll still use mining pool stats to discuss emissions over the last 24 hours. So right now, Kaspa is sitting at $166,000 a day in emissions. Flux is up to 85,000. Ergo is at 66,000. Monero at 70,000. And Dynex is at 20,000, which is down quite a bit. I think yesterday it was like 28,000 in emissions. And then as far as 7-day difficulty change, Kaspa is up about 3.46%. Flux is down 12.2%. Monero is down 5.29%. Ergo is down 13.4%. And Ergo is not doing very well. You know what? In fact, let's go take a look at Ergo's price. I keep forgetting to take a look at that. So Ergo is up actually about 2.72% at $1.69 at the moment. And let's kind of zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the 3-month chart. How about year to date? And over the course of a year. So we did come up from the beginning of January, roughly about January 6th or 7th is when we bottomed out. And since January 11th, we've been kind of going sideways. Not sure what Ergo is going to do, but just not seeing a whole lot coming out of Ergo lately. Anyways, moving on. Let's take a look at Hashrate.no. So Rabbit talked about some of the differences between this and what to mine, and I've mentioned it as well. What to mine has just completely dropped the ball. I don't know who's in charge of updating their stuff, but it's been very lackluster lately, and Hashrate.no is just picking up the ball and running away with it. So I want to show you guys some features. If you haven't used this, I highly recommend it. So first thing I want to cover is down here in the bottom left hand corner is your power cost. It is set to default at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, but you can change that whatever you want to, and that should affect your profitability, right? So first thing we got up here is GPUs, then ASICs and FPGAs. We'll take a look at GPUs real quick. So it lists things in order of the most profitable to the least profitable, but you can specify specifically you want to look at NVIDIA cards or AMD cards or Intel, and you can also get even more granular by looking at ADA or Ampere or Turing or Pascal, RDNA 3, RDNA 2, RDNA, Vega, and Polaris. So I love the ability to sort by those things. And while we're in here, let's go ahead and take a look at profitability on a 3070. So right now at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, Nexa is back on top at 20 cents a day in profit. Cortex in second at 10 cents per day. Dynex has dropped down to 7 cents. Lithium at 6 cents. ETHW and Lithium dual mining at 2 cents a day in profit. Radiant at 2 cents in profit. Ethereum Classic and Lithium also at 2 cents. Caspa at 1 cent. Ergo is at break even. And Conflux negative 2 cents. Expanse negative 4 cents. Beam negative 6 cents. Neoxa negative 7 cents. Meowcoin negative 7 cents. Ravencoin negative 7 cents. ETHW negative 8 cents, and so on. So back to Hashrate.no. Let's go ahead and take a look at ASICs real quick. So also listing them in order of most profitable to least profitable. I believe it looks like there's Kadena miners that are missing in here. Perhaps they're just showing what's currently out in existence. I'm not sure. We'll go back and look at ASIC miner profitability as well, but let's continue the tour here. So we've also got FPGAs, and as you can see, pretty much all of them are most profitable on Caspa. And then let's go to coins. So you can go specifically to any coin. This is listed in alphabetical order. It's going to give you information such as the price of the coin, the percentage difference over the last hour, last 24 hours, and last 7 days. And then a couple of other things to be aware of. You've got your network hash rate here, as well as emissions, and then emissions in USD, and I believe this is over the last 24 hours. Now here's where I saw the discrepancy. I think I was looking at Caspa. Let's see. So Caspa's emissions shows to be 163,000, but according to Mining Pool Stats, it's 166,000. So that's pretty close. Let's take a look at Flux. So Flux is showing 25,000 in emissions as opposed to 85,000 emissions. So that's a big discrepancy there. I'm not sure how they're calculating this, but anyways, moving on. Let's take a look at some of the tools that you have. So there's miner options. This was really interesting. So let's say we pick NVIDIA. You'll select next step, and then you'll pick whatever coin you're going to mine. Let's just pick Flux. Scroll down and put next step. And then we're going to choose our miner, and they list which miners you can use to mine it. We'll pick lolMiner. Notice that it shows the dev fee right there very clearly, which is lower than Gminer and MiniZ. We hit next step, and now it's asking us for a pool. So you just pick whatever pool you want. Let's say miner pool, hit next, and then it's going to ask which stratum or which area is closest to you. So we'll select US West, hit next, and then you just simply put in your wallet and next. And check this out. It spits out your config that you need for simple mining or in Windows, which is pretty helpful. Now, I noticed it doesn't have HiveOS, which is kind of odd, but still some pretty useful tools there. And then you've got the calculator. So you can come in here and you can add your hash rate and your wattage, and it's going to spit out your power cost, your revenue, and your profit, which is pretty awesome. Then you've got your miners, and just at a glance you can see all of the different miners that are available. And then if, let's say for instance, if you select one specifically, It's going to give you a bit more information. You can pick a specific coin, but you can see right here they've got the dev fee clearly listed, and then you've got your change logs, your parameters. You can also go to pools here, and then they've got a knowledge base with things like articles and guides, which is pretty helpful. I haven't gone through all of these things yet, but you know, I don't know, when you compare something like the changes that they've made to mining, or excuse me, to oh god, I just went blank. I can't even remember the name of what to mine anymore. See, it's already out of my mind. Anyway, so yeah, it seems to be a much better platform to use, so I'm probably going to be using this going forward. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about CPU mining profitability. So we've got a single Ryzen 9 5950X at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Again, Yottacoin is wrong. I believe they have the difficulty listed incorrectly. The price is, it looks to be accurate, but hard to say. Pulsar coming in at 12 cents per day in profit. Pandanite at 10 cents per day. Bitorium at 9 cents per day. Monero at 4 cents per day. Darrow is back to profitable again at 3 cents per day. Raptorium at 2 cents per day. And by the way, I believe Viperpool has just released a, is it a Bitorium or Raptorium? I think it's Bitorium. Let's see if they have it listed yet. Let's see here. No, doesn't look like it is listed. Or perhaps it's a different website. You know, they had Viper.io and then Viper.net. So perhaps it is up and running. I'll ask to see if I can get some more clarification on that. But I believe they are launching a new pool. Anyways, back to CPU mining profitability. So everything else after Raptorium is going to be negative. And then moving on to ASIC miner profitability, we got the KA3 on top still, but has gone down a little bit. It's currently sitting at $40.87. And you know what? Let's actually take a look at Cadena's price. I'm curious if it is the price that's gone down or the difficulty that's gone up. So let's take a look at the 7-day. Price has gone down. We peaked out at $1.31 and currently sitting at $1.18. So that's roughly about a 7.5% drop over the last week. It's not a whole lot. Let's take a look at difficulty. Okay, yeah, difficulty is definitely going up, which would indicate to me that perhaps these KA3s are starting to be delivered. So anyways, moving on. So the K7 is currently $27.23 a day in profit. The L7 sitting at $19.53. And then we've got the Jasminer X4 coming in at $3.68. X16Q coming in at $3.48. And the Gold Shell KD Max coming in at $2.45 a day in profit. So there's the rest of them in case you are interested. And let's move on. So a couple of announcements to be aware of. So first of all, Nexa has announced crowdfunding, and they are trying to get crowdfunding to be listed on MEXC Global. And currently their progress is roughly about 8.3% out of 100%. And if you guys are interested in donating, I will leave this particular wallet and address down in the description below. So you've got USDT and Ethereum, or USDT on Binance Smart Chain. And then you can also donate Nexa as well. And then we've got another announcement from Dynex. They are also trying to get listed on Gate.io and MEXC. As of last night, let's see here, it is clear that the two favorite chosen by the community are Gate.io and MEXC. We will therefore go ahead and keep you updated. Scheduled mobile web wallet maintenance notice. Dear mobile web wallet users, we have scheduled maintenance of the wallet in the time between February 15th, 2023 at 12 o'clock to February 15th, 2023 at 1600. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. And then also they have a new pool. Apparently Zerg pool is now supporting Dynex, so another option for you guys. And then yesterday we talked about Dynex addressing the community's concerns about it being a scam. And there was another response that I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on in case we do decide to do this. But he says, as you have been there asking questions, does this really work? Would you be interested in doing a video where you showcase an actual proof of an actual computation, problem-solving process? Could be an interesting topic which potentially attracts a lot of viewers. We like your style and we are already chatting. Thought I would run this by you first. So I could write you up the necessary steps and you can showcase it on your machine, basically proving that even one single miner machine running Dynex Solve outperforms all other technologies. What do you think? And I said, sure, I'm down. Just curious what kind of specs my PC would need. So yeah, if there's something that I can run to prove this is legitimate, I will definitely give it a shot and of course let you guys know how it goes. So a couple other headlines wanted to cover. Genesis creditors to expect 80% recovery under proposed restructuring plan. And then haunts me to this day, crypto project hacked for $4 million in hotel lobby. And then Sam Bankman-Fried lawyers reach agreement on use of messaging apps. Let's go ahead and click on this article. I'm curious what it has to say. I did notice that they limited his usage to FaceTime, Zoom, iMessaging, SMS text, and email on Facebook Messenger. It also says that if he installs monitoring technology on his cell phone, that he can use WhatsApp for communications. But the whole thing is just a charade. I mean, first of all, if they wanted to track his activity, I'm pretty sure that they could do that fairly easily. I would assume that perhaps certain devices got confiscated when he was arrested, but that's just speculation. I don't know. Perhaps they do want him out there running around loose in the wild and doing whatever he would do so that they have more evidence to hold him against him in court. But I don't know. The whole thing just seems like the world's a stage, right? Anyways, moving on, we've got crypto firms could face 2 years jail for breaching UK advertising laws. And then FTX CEO testifies on pure hell post-bankruptcy days at exchange. This is, what's his name, John Ray, I think, that has taken over the bankruptcy proceedings. But again, you know, they're talking about starting up the exchange again. So it seems like he is blocking other entities that are wanting to do investigations into the situation. And you got to scratch your head and ask, why would he want that? I mean, obviously it's going to take additional time, but you know, if you're trying to do the right thing for the customer, I don't really see it being a problem. So last thing we're going to cover today, guys, is the new lolMiner release. Now, this is version 1.67. We've got improved Nexa performance on NVIDIA Turing-based GPUs, approximately 35% plus. Then we've got improved Nexa performance on 8GB NVIDIA Ampere GPUs by approximately 1.5% when memory is not locked, and approximately 3% on locked memory at 5,000. And then 10GB and higher GPUs got an additional 5% performance increase. Also improved Nexa performance on NVIDIA ADA-based GPUs by approximately 25% on locked memory clock 5000 and about 8% on unlocked memory. Then they added Nexa Echelon mining protocol to support pools using it. Example 137 pool. They needed format will be automatically detected when connecting to a pool using it. And then we've got updated web UI for Nexa mining and more pool support, and Windows updated GUI. They also fixed a bug causing scattered defect shared on Nexa mining, fixed a display bug when setting power limit on NVIDIA GPUs, saying the value is out of range. And then fixed a bug in Nexa mining on the miner, creating only defects in Windows. And fixed a bug in mining on Nexa of the miner crashing silently after a few minutes in Windows. So I've already installed it, and I've got my test results that I'm going to go over with you guys, but there's a couple of things to be aware of. So first of all, my previous flight sheet for lolMiner version 1.66 was actually a custom miner. So if you take a look at my flight sheet here, this is what it looked like previously. So we weren't on LOL because 1.66 was not available when I first tested it, and I've still been using the custom miner. So in the setup miner config, we had to put in the installation URL, and then our stratum, and so on. Now I'm using NV tools for my overclocks because previously on extra arguments, I wasn't sure if the extra arguments would work, but they do work, just FYI. But the reason that I'm showing you this custom miner is because I had some issues installing this. So let me pull up one of the workers here. You'll notice up here at the top it says lolMiner 1.66, but if you highlight it, it shows 1.67. Now, you're probably already familiar with this because if you're running a version that's available to select on HiveOS and a beta comes out, you can install it. However, you want to make sure that you're running that installed version by looking at this. And the problem that I ran into was because I'm currently using, or was using, a custom miner. So once I use the command to install and run version 1.67, it would not update to 1.67. It was simply defaulting back to 1.66, and that's because I was using the custom miner. So if you are currently using custom miner 1.66, you're going to have to use a different command. So I will leave this in the description, but I don't know if YouTube is going to screw up basically the command line. Typically it does, so I'll try and remember to put it in the comments also. But if you guys are on our Discord, then you're going to find it in the Discord as well, where I will post it. So thankfully I was in their Discord and got a response from one of the LOL devs, and he was super helpful. So he basically just explained to me that because I was using the custom miner, that's why it wouldn't update like we wanted it to. So the command is just slightly different. Also, something else to be aware of. There's two different commands to install this. One is while the miner is running, and one is if you have stopped the miner. They are different commands. So I'm going to leave all three of those in our Discord. In case you guys aren't part of the Discord, feel free to join. You'll find a lot more helpful information there as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the difference in hash rates and efficiency compared to the previous version of LOL 1.66. So we had this comparison chart going from back in the day when WildRig was the only miner that you could use on Nexa, and then BZMiner came out with a new version. And we basically increased efficiency and hash rate tremendously, jumping from WildRig to BZMiner. But then lolMiner 1.66 came out, and we had a massive improvement once again. So efficiency jumped from in between WildRig and BZMiner anywhere from 5 to 8.5%, or anywhere from 1 to 8.5%. And then when lolMiner released his version, we jumped up an additional 20%. But check this out. From 1.66 to 1.67, we have increased hash rate anywhere from 5.5% all the way up to 10% on efficiency, and then increased hash rate roughly about 5% on basically the 30 series card. I don't have a 3090 to compare it to the previous versions. I do have a 3090 now, but just so you're aware, we went from 43 megahash at 95 watts on a 3060 Ti to 45 and a half at 94 watts, and then a 3070 51.85 up to 54.4 using roughly about the same wattage, and then a 3070 Ti from 53.25 to 54.81, and then a 3080 from 77 megahash all the way up to 80. And then on a 3080 Ti, we jumped from 90 megahash to 94, almost 95 megahash. So I think that's a pretty substantial increase, and definitely worth installing the beta before everybody goes through the trouble of just waiting for Hive OS to update. And by the way, you may also need to update to the latest version of Hive in case you haven't. Excuse me, wrong button. So it is going to show you the latest version does have lolMiner version 1.67. However, I did upgrade to the latest one on this rig, and it wasn't an option. So I am still using the custom miner, but perhaps by the time you watch this video, Hive OS has added it. So anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Appreciate you watching. Do me a favor before you go, hit that like and hit the subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.